And it gave me 2 layering revolutions in opposite directions so that biologically, biomechanically, and physiologically, anything I had a tendency to miss one way, I'll catch it back the other. Because if I missed it one way, I'll probably miss it the same way again. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Plan your work, work your plan, recognize the value in sometimes doubling up. There it is. So I get it. Sometimes doubling up, but doing the other revolution in the opposite direction. Questions? Yes.
Why do you think that some people don't really visualize their haircuts before they actually start? You know how sometimes you'll start one area and then pop up to the next area, whatever the case may be. What's some tips you can actually give to students that are just starting out? How to actually, which this is awesome, you know, by the way, but how, they still seem to kind of jump from place to place and whatever the case may be.
Paper and a pencil. And plan your work and work your plan. Sit down and say, what do we got to do this haircut? What is it? What are the steps involved in this haircut? Literally lay them out on paper. As a student in the early, this is a school. Don't ever make the mistake of thinking that this is a barbershop. Don't ever make the mistake of forgetting. You know, clients will come in here and have expectations. I would think the expectations, put them on a sign. Expectations for clients. This is going to take a while. That'd be a great expectation for a client here, wouldn't it? This is going to take a while. How about an expectation for haircuts here? Stuff might go bad. Is that a good expectation here?
Yeah.
You know, to expect to get a perfect haircut in 15 minutes and be back out on the street, that is an unrealistic expectation. This is a learning environment. This is not a barbershop or a hair salon. We're here. You know what, guys? Do you guys have a sign somewhere near the door that says, I might be off by a word or two, but I'm going to be close. Y'all got a sign that says, all work performed by students under the supervision of a licensed instructor? You have a sign like that? I might be off by a word, but I'm pretty close. What does that sign mean?
Don't yell at me, yell at him.
Don't yell at me, yell at him? Not exactly. I like that. I'm going to translate that sign for you. Dear Mr. Customer, chances are, today, we are going to screw up in grand and glorious style. And guess what? It's okay. You ever seen that sign in a barbershop? I'm going to have that sign in a barbershop. You ever seen that sign in a hair salon? You don't have that sign. What do they expect out there?
Perfection.
Yeah, they expect perfection. Raise your hand. How many people here, raise your hand nice and high. How many people here have ever done perfect haircut? Anybody?
Boy, it's impossible.
No.
It's impossible.
I never done a perfect haircut. Raise your hand if you've ever come crazy, stupid close.
Oh, yeah.
How's that feel? Yeah, what do you do when you knock out one of them haircuts?
Yeah!
You take 2 steps back from the chair and you look at it. And what do you say to yourself? We tell ourselves stories all the time. What do you say to yourself when you knock out one of those haircuts?
Are they gonna tip?
You say, damn! No, this is what you say. Listen to me, because you've said it. No, this is what you say. You say, damn, he stole that from me. Because that's artwork. You can't put a price on artwork.
Oh, that's cool.
Right?
No tip.
Yeah, no tip. Hey, you know what? Forget about the tips. We're not here for the tips. We're here for the learning experience and the opportunity. And by the way, in the real world out there, forget about the tips. If you are structuring your business, structuring your pricing, based on the expectation of a gratuity, I'm going to challenge you to rethink the process. You know what? Raise the prices. Just charge more.
Yep.
You know how this we get on these little business tangents. It's just me. My brain works this way. It's crazy in here. But here's the deal. How do most people determine the price of a haircut for their barbershop? What's the process for determining the price of a haircut?
The area.
Location.
Community?
Okay.
Location.
For those of you that live in the real world, because y'all have some great ideas,
Finances.
but that's not how you really do it. I know how you really do it.
What you mean?
You pick up a telephone. You call the barbershop down the street. Hey, how much is a haircut? Click. You call the next barbershop. Hey, how much is a haircut? Click. You call the next barbershop. How much is a haircut? Click. You call 7 or 8 barbershops to get a feel. Somebody said demographics. That's a fancy word. That's a fancy word for call 7 barbershops and see what the neighborhood's getting. Okay? And then what people do is people allow somebody else's bad decision to become the foundation for their next bad decision. I think you were heading down the right road because you were talking about the business. You know how you figure out how much a haircut should be? Sit down at the dining room table with a pencil and a calculator and say to yourself, how much money do I want? I want to make 50 grand this year. I want to make 25 grand this year. I need 100 grand this year because I want a Buick and I want a house and the little one's getting closer to college and man, this is going to be expensive. Figure out how much money you need or want. Figure out how many haircuts it's going to take to get that money. Figure out how much money, what your costs are. Location, location, location. That's the phrase in business. How much is the rent? How much does it cost to do a haircut? I always love it. People go, don't cost me nothing to do a haircut. I'm bang out a haircut. It's all profit. No, it's not. You got the light and the heat and the rent and your education and gas just to get to the shop and everything. What does it cost to do a haircut? Subtract what it costs to do a haircut from how much you're charging. Know what you're going to have left. At that price, how many haircuts do I have to do today, this week, and this month to generate the money that I need and want times 12 for the year? And you know, you may sit down and you may figure out that my business plan says the whole neighborhood is 14. Man, you know, because typically if the whole neighborhood is 14, man, I'm going in at 1350. No, if the whole neighborhood is 14, if you can afford to, you want to be 15. You do not want to be the lowest price haircut available. I don't want anybody, you got to go to Ivan, it's cheap. No, that's not exactly how I want to build my business. You got to go to Ivan, it's good. You got to go to Ivan, it's quick. You got to go to Ivan, service is amazing. You got to go to Ivan, haircuts are awesome. There's 1,000 reasons why I want you coming to me. Price is never going to be one of them. Okay? But when you calculate this pricing, begin with the end in mind. Start with how much money do I want to make and work backwards from there. Because a lot of times you will figure out, you know what, that plan doesn't have a future in it. But when you start looking at real numbers, what can I really charge? What can I really make? What do I have to do to charge it? You know, I had a blog post. Go read this one. The blog post a couple weeks back was, all men's haircuts are $10. All men's haircuts are $10. I hope nobody signed up for school here hoping to do $10 haircuts. However, I think it's important to recognize, do you know what you guys do? Do you know what you will do your whole career? You will do $10 haircuts. Here's what I mean. A haircut's $10. Anywhere you want to go, a haircut's $10. Want to go to a barbershop in the neighborhood? $10. You want to go to Zippy Cuts down by the mall? $10. You might even have a coupon on the back of the cash register at the grocery store. You want to go to a fancy salon downtown? The haircut's $10. The haircut's only $10. But there are many haircutters asking men for a lot more than $10. And there are many male clients surrendering a lot more than $10 at the end of a haircut. But what are they paying for?
Service.
They're paying for everything else. Everything else. So the challenge to you is to decide how much are you asking for? Because a haircut's only $10. I'll give you the 10. How much are you asking for? And what are you going to have to give in order that they're happy to give you what you're asking for? Because I have friends that do men's haircuts for $40. I have friends that do men's haircuts for $60. I know guys that do men's haircuts for $120. I know guys that do men's haircuts for $300. But the haircut's $10. Okay? And this guy's got a whole nother $290 worth of value in there, or people wouldn't be giving it up. What is the definition of value? I use that word a lot. I like that word, value, because people want value. I don't care if you're buying haircuts or hamburgers or Hondas or houses. People want value. Value is defined as what? Value is what? Not necessarily quality, because I can go to Walmart, I can buy a piece of junk made in China, and it can represent a value. Value is
good effort.
Value is the feeling that you got more than you paid. Value is, now, when I own my